a quiet valley nestled between two great mountains, there lived a young shepherd named Astrid. She didn't have much. A small cottage, a flock of sheep, and a dog named Bjarni, who always seemed to know when the weather was changing before anyone else. Her life was simple. Mornings spent in the fields, afternoons by the fire, and evenings counting stars with her grandmother. One evening, as Astrid walked her sheep back to the barn, a strange man appeared on the path. His cloak was tattered, his face hidden under a hood, and he carried an old staff worn smooth by time. "You must be Astrid," the man said, though he'd never met her. She didn't speak at first, wary of strangers, but nodded slowly. "I am. And you are?" "A traveler," he replied, looking up at the stars, "seeking a place to rest." Astrid wasn't one to turn anyone away, especially not on a cold night, so she invited him to her hearth. They sat in silence for a while, the crackling fire the only sound. Before long, she noticed something strange. The man wasn't eating, not at all. "Are you ill?" she asked. He looked at her, eyes piercing but kind. "No, I am merely waiting." Astrid didn't press him further. Instead, she offered him some of her grandmother's bread and cheese, and they spent the night in quiet conversation. By morning, the man was gone. The next day, something strange happened. A great storm, one no one had seen coming, swept across the valley. The wind howled, the river rose. In a flash, the world was covered in a blanket of white. Astrid's sheep were scattered. Her barn nearly collapsed under the weight of the snow. She ran through the storm for hours, calling out for her flock, searching for them where she knew the land best. And then, just as she was about to give up, she saw something, the faintest glow on the horizon. It wasn't the moon, it wasn't a fire. It was a single light, warm and steady. She followed it, stumbling through the storm, until she reached a small grove of trees, where she found her sheep huddled beneath the branches, safe. And there, standing in the middle of the grove, was the stranger from the night before. He looked at her, his face calm. "You found them," he said simply. "But how?" Astrid asked, confused. "How did you know they'd be here?" The stranger smiled faintly. "I didn't." "But you did. You listened to the land and you never gave up. That is why the world still stands." He lifted his staff and the storm began to ease. The snow stopped falling, the winds died down. By morning, the valley was calm once again. "The world is full of noise," the stranger said, "but only the quietest hearts can hear what matters most." Before Astrid could speak, the man was gone, leaving nothing behind but the warmth of the morning sun and the steady bleating of her sheep. Years passed, and Astrid never forgot the stranger. She never told anyone about him, but she knew that somehow he had changed the world, not through power or magic, but through a simple, quiet act of belief in the things that matter. And though she would never know it, her small, unnoticed kindness, the willingness to listen, to trust, to search for what was lost, had saved more than just her flock. It had saved the world.